Thank you for listening to and watching the Dreaming Insomniacs, the podcast. Today we have extremely special guest, Alessandra Williams. You may know her from Marvel's Agent Carter triple media film, and she's the one that got the rights back to Dogma and helped do all of the work of the remastering and to get the rights back to Kevin Smith himself, who had to approve of this interview. So shout out to Kevin Smith and View Askew. We love you all. And the first question for you, Alessandra, is what drove you to become a part of the film industry?
Really just the love of movies. I mean, when I was a child, my father had a, home video camera that we would bring around everywhere. And I started shooting like home movies and watching films with my family, going to the cinema. And I just loved films. So, I mean, that's my what made me get into the film industry because sort of my family also were all artists and sort of around artist type people. So I had some introductions early on to some managers, and I did really well, like really young as a young actor. And I had mentors, like some of the best mentors that I met that made me obsessed sort of with what I was doing and every aspect of it. Like it kind of started with acting. Um, and I was so obsessed with the idea of being in New York City and being on the stage and doing theater. And I got introduced to the Actor Studio. And so the Actor Studio is like a place that has so many professional actors, but also directors, writers, incredible artists that are like really there for the passion and they're cultivating and working together. And so being around those people, I think it's just infectious. And we're not just doing theater, but we're also making movies together and doing projects together and student films and like growing up just sort of around that. So I guess the influence was really just based on the community around me and the love of like actually finishing a project and then seeing it finished.
Togetherness, yeah.
Yeah, and like being like, wow, we did that, we created that together and like collaborated, and this art, like maybe, most of the time imperfect, but like finding the lessons and everything, I think was so addicting for me.
That's a
So
wonderful answer. It comes full circle with the topic it's been on the last couple podcasts. Is the fact that like in the entertainment industry overall, you have to work well with others, and if you can't
yeah,
do that, it's not going to work. Eventually, people will not want to work with that person. So you got to play well with
exactly.
others.
Yeah, exactly. And just to like love to learn from each other because there's something about like that openness
Absolutely.
that I feel is what it takes to sort of succeed in
Yeah,
anything. It's
and
like to continue to learn.
loving what you do, you got to love it too. If you
Yeah.
don't love it, it becomes a job, and then it's you
Hmm.
don't like it anymore. You know what I mean? You have to truly, genuinely love it
Yeah.
every step of the way too.
Yeah. Well,
So that leads. Oh,
one of
sorry.
my mentors that I mentioned, Martin Landau was one of them. He was absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, he passed like years ago, but
Sorry for your loss. Rest in
yeah,
peace.
I've actually lost a lot of people and a lot of mentors. And I also think that loss in life really makes you a different person in everything that you do. Everything becomes just so much more precious and yet at the same time more free flowing. It's like,
Very true.
you know,
My mom passed away on October 4th, 2018, and the morning I woke up before I got the news, it was the most peaceful moment of my life. Weirdly enough, I know it doesn't sound right. I mean, when I got the news, I broke down to a
yeah,
point where it was uncomparable. But like that first moment,
I
waking
totally
up,
understand what you mean.
the
It
most
was like,
beautiful peace I ever felt in my life.
yeah, I think she was just obviously there with you.
Yeah, spirit team, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the
That's
thing is
right.
it's not really lost when they die because they just join
No,
us.
exactly. They join us. My best friend passed away actually in the Miami buildings that collapsed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And yeah, and that morning as well, I had the very similar like thing happen where I just like my room, I had no idea anything had happened. And my room had this sense of like this different kind of air and this curtain that I had like hanging in the distance was tied back for like 8 months prior, and then it just came open all of a sudden, and there was like no windows there. It was just very strange. So, and I had that, and then like an hour or so later, I had a call, and it's like said that sent me pictures of it. But yeah, it's really
He was
something.
letting you know
They're here, you know.
It's a beautiful way to look at it too. You know what I mean? Like even when my dad, who's 77, you know, he's up there. No, no offense. I love you, Dad. Sorry. But you know, he said to me in the last 5 years at one point, he said like, when I don't be sad when I die, because I'll always be with you.
Exactly.
And it's beautiful.
It's
You know
true.
what I mean? Like how can that be necessarily a bad thing
Very
when it's
brave of
a
him.
natural part of life, right? I
It's
feel
so
like it's only really a bad thing when it's suicide or murder. Sorry, YouTube, don't. I mean, I'm already demonetized. Who cares? But my point is, like, you know, it's like when it's natural, and like something like that where it's a freak accident, was it necessarily meant to happen? I don't know, but there's a
yeah.
beauty that comes
You
from
just
it too.
have to
There's
trust,
always a positive
you
to
know.
look
Yeah.
at. You know what I mean?
Trust
That's what I love.
that. Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. So back on the topic of film and your work, my second question for you. I love how deep that got, by the way. That was
I
great.
know, like how it happened right off the top.
Yeah, great, perfect. It's perfect flow, and it'll lead into the Dogma conversation later because that's a movie about faith. Like people
Yeah.
misconstrue it. So my second question for you, because this is my first Marvel interview too, so shout out Marvel. How did you get cast in Disney? Sorry, in Disney. How did you get cast in Marvel's Agent Carter? And what was the experience working with Marvel like?
Disney owns Marvel, so
I know it does. I know.
Um, uh, that was quite a long time ago now, but that was an incredible experience. I auditioned for the role and I got the part, and it was just, working for them is very professional, as you imagine. It's like everyone is at the top of their game in every department, and they're all bringing it. You move fast. It's like TV. You're in and out. It's not really like an elongated process. So everything felt very fast there, but very buttoned up. And it was just a lovely experience. The actors were great. The casting director was lovely. I went in, I read for her, and it was like, the era. I really fit the era, the time period. I think it's the 50s.
Yeah, because I've seen I've seen the episode, and like the way they put the outfit on and they did your hair, it looks
Yeah,
like
and
the
I had
50s.
dark hair at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had dyed so I'm naturally blonde, like a dirty blonde, dusty blonde, but I dyed my hair really dark when I was living in Los Angeles because I felt like um, it would give me an edge that I didn't have when I was in New York. I don't know. I was
Changing it up, it changes your energy, then your mindset, so
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
go
yeah.
about it differently. I get it.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
interesting.
look,
Good
I
time.
got my hair kind of dyed. It's like
Oh,
starting to go. So I'm a dirty blonde, but I dyed it blonde, and now it's starting to
that's
go, and I
nice.
gotta fix it. So I get it. Change it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Why
it's a
not?
process. It's always like
Yeah.
a long process, the hair.
I will say too though, after because I've ruined my hair after doing it for so many times, so I took like a
Mhm.
5 year break from dyeing it, but like my hair wouldn't like grow back right. So as soon as I started dyeing it, the first time I dyed it right, and I did it
Yeah.
with the lightning powder, and I did all the Sally stuff. I had help with it obviously because I'm not a cosmetologist. Um, it flows right. It looks right. Isn't that weird? They say dyeing your hair destroys your hair, but if you do it right and you take care of your hair, it'll go
Yeah,
better.
it does something. It opens the cuticle or something and helps it.
Helps it flow better when it grows too. Like,
Yeah.
because I was getting split ends. Like, I tried to grow my hair out. You could see it in our making of documentary for the
Mhm,
last
mhm.
album. It's pretty bad. It's pretty
You know
freaking
what the
bad.
trick is? I have a trick for you.
Okay.
Don't use anything with protein in it to
Okay.
wash your hair. A lot of things they say, oh, proteins, it strengthens your hair. It actually breaks it. It makes it like very hard and brittle and breaks the hair.
That's what was
As a
causing
very
that.
blonde and with my hair pretty long, actually, I get a cut too a lot. To do that, you cannot use any protein.
I love that. Sorry, I'm ADHD, so we totally got off the topic of Marvel. And also, yeah, I know Disney owns Marvel. I just misspoke because I was trying to say Marvel, but then Disney came out. So
Right, right.
it's right either way, but still,
Yeah, it's
like
right.
it's just my autism too. I'm just like it needs to be right
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. So working there, it was great. They called me and I guess, like all the executives there watched the tapes and they accepted my tape from the casting director. And
That's
that's how I got
great.
the job. So I
And that
just
must
showed
have been a
up.
really cool thing to brag about to your friends when you could finally talk about it, right? Like, hey, I'm in a Marvel project.
Yeah, I was really excited. I was really excited. I'm still excited. Like
I
I
was
love
gonna say
that
it's
little
still
piece.
exciting.
It was
I'm sure Kevin geeked out when he met you.
I think it was the other way around.
Yeah, fair, fair. But again, he loves Marvel. You know he does.
Yeah, I don't think I even told him. I very slow opened with Kevin. Like I just have given him, um, what was necessary in the moment. So
Love
it
that.
wasn't about me. So I never really talked about myself too much.
And we'll get more into the details of that later, of course.
Mhm.
But to lead back into the questions we have right now, it's a full circle moment with this, and it does kind of tie in because when I started Triple Nine Six, my solo project, as purposefully two P's in it. Can you still hear me?
Yes, yes. I just
I,
accidentally put it off. Mhm.
oh, it's okay. So when I started Triple Nine Six, I put the two P's in there on purpose because Casey Affleck did Triple Nine. Later on, Ben Affleck did Triple Frontier. We're all from Massachusetts, and Ben Affleck works with Kevin Smith, obviously, so friends of friends. I
Mhm.
wanted it to be its own thing when you search it in the thing. So then it kind of leads into what's funny about this is the fact that you have triple media film here, and we were definitely meant to meet because didn't you say that? Why don't you share the story that you shared with me before we started?
Well, yes, my grandmother's one of her husbands, her second husband's last name was Trippy.
Right,
And so
which
for
is
a
the way
while,
that Triple Nine Six, the
Trippy for
triple looks.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it. That's amazing. So
And
yeah,
that's
how
all the
did triple
people.
media film come to be?
Well, it really came to be as a result of my making my own films and having to host them somewhere. So I wasn't entirely sure what road I would go down with it, but I just knew I needed my company to encapsulate like all of the things that I was going for. And so that really came up with like triple, like three different things. Also, my birthday is on the 3rd. So it's like three. And
Yep.
like triple threat is like very high quality things. So I was a gymnast when I was growing up, and they used to call like if you were singing and dancing and acting that you were a triple threat.
I
So I
like
was
that.
doing all that stuff when I was like really young. So it all just sort of
Definitely heard it before. I've
fits
heard that
together.
term.
Yeah, yeah. So that's really where it started. And then it became that I have a bunch of books that I've developed that I came up with, like hiking Runyon Canyon in LA. Came up with this whole series of books that I wrote. And so I wanted to also accompany those books with music. So over time, I had music developed for the books. And so I got into like this children's sector a bit. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to have three things like music, publishing, and the film. Because doing
Ah,
film
triple. That's
distribution
where
is
the triple
really
comes
like
from.
what I understand and I know, just coming from making projects my whole life.
Yeah.
Um, and then doing that is like creating the books and developing them, then I'm able to actually publish them and put them out. So it's like from beginning to end a bit.
I love that, and it's like a trifecta of different avenues of art too. Triple
Yeah.
Nine Six also comes from my birthday too, September 9th, 1996, 9996, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
some people have I've had conspiracy theorists be like, "Oh, it's 666." No, actually, my music's quite spiritual. It's on the
Triple
opposite side
nine
of that.
six.
Yeah, 9996. It's the opposite of that. You
You
know,
know,
like
9 was always my favorite number too.
same.
So this
It's
is
the
really
universal number. So
it is. It's a great number. When I was 9, I was like always like, I'm 9, yay. And then I would be like, I'm 19, I'm 29.
I came up with the project when I was 19, right? And
Yeah.
it literally was like this philosophical experience. I was on my own for the first time. I'm like, I need to come up with something aside from the band, the Dreaming Insomniacs, so I have my own outlet, my own avenue, full creative control. And I like went on a vision quest, man. I was on my own for the first time, which isn't typical for most 19-year-olds. And I went all the way to Missouri on my own from Massachusetts and back within 3 months. I didn't die. So like I needed that experience to formulate all of it. The first album was called Inertia, and it goes from a pessimistic mindset to an optimistic mindset, showing anybody can change,
Oh,
right? And
I love
I went on TV on election day 2016, pretty much to make a point, and nobody got it. It was
I
local
would
TV,
see
but
it.
still, it's on YouTube. Yeah, if you search my name, Joe Motti, Motte, you'll find it. Talking tunes.
Okay.
Yeah,
MOTT.
I'll just send you the link after the interview if you want to
Yes,
check it
send
out.
me the link. I write it down anyway.
All right, so number four, the big question of them all. How did you come to be in contact with Kevin Smith?
That's so sweet that that's the big question. I uh, I agree. I guess that is the big question because he's so wonderful. Um, I started remastering the movie, and so because I was working on the remaster, I came to him to approve of everything, as well as my team contacted his team and told them that we were working on the film and that if we could meet up. And I don't think that he believed us at first.
So you
And
found the
so,
rights, you acquired the rights, then you started working on the remaster, and he didn't necessarily believe you at first?
yeah, I think so because it
That's
was so
awesome.
hard. I think because it was so hard for him to get the rights. I 100% didn't acquire the rights. A company out of Dubai acquired the rights.
Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah, but I did work on the film and like getting the film into theaters and distributing the film, as well as remastering the film and making it beautiful. Um, Dogma was like super easy to sell because everybody loves Dogma. So like getting everyone on board was not a hard sell. It was like more like who are we going to go with, and because everybody wants to be a part of it, and so it was more like that experience was absolutely incredible, and to be able to step into Kevin's world and feel what it's like to like be in the View Askew universe. I mean, everybody really wants to make things work at the best ability. And everyone's really enthusiastic and positive, which is just awesome to be around. So for me, it was like I wasn't sure like what I was getting myself into, but it was like I had to also bring my A game. And I was very competitive my whole life. So I understand high quality and like bringing your best. And when it came to Dogma, it was like, holy moly, this movie is absolutely incredible, with an incredible cast, with an incredible message. I love the film so much. I grew up in New Jersey, right down the street from Kevin. And so it's like, I understand his sensibility so much. And I'm just such a fan. And I knew he had a hard time getting the rights. So when I was able to bring that to him and to see him just like tour it around and flourish and just like have that energy, like him and his whole family were just like so wonderful and grateful and like kind to me. And so I just felt really good about the work that, it took a lot of work.
Holy crap. I misspoke because he tries to fully give you credit for getting those rights. But you brought it to his attention, right?
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's really sweet. That's the kind of person he is. Humble as fuck. I love that. Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to interject,
Yeah.
but I just needed to point that out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know. I know. Yeah, no, I did like I knew about the rights and all, and I knew that they were available, and I definitely assisted in getting them, but I personally did not buy them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he gives you the credit though, and I think that's really fucking
Yeah, I
sweet.
mean, I definitely worked like for many years on it, and it was not easy, and it was kind of like risky because,
Yeah.
you know, there's certain elements that could be perceived as like, maybe some people don't want to be involved in certain ways. So like I had to navigate how I could safely uh, get the right people to buy these movies, a bunch of movies actually, to get them so that I can distribute them.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
amazing, though. And then
yeah,
you also, so Lionsgate is Kevin's distributor. They distributed it too, right?
yeah. So I made the deal with Lionsgate and with Kevin and his team, and it's always a group effort with everything that
Team.
we do. And yeah, and Lionsgate's incredible. They love Kevin's movies already, and they've been really wonderful partners. They made an incredible steelbook. The steelbook is so like has so many extras, and the movie looks so good, and like just to get the sound looking so good and the picture to be so crisp. I contacted the original DP, Robert Yeoman, and had him come in and approve and look at the picture and make sure that he said, okay, the color is this. He gave his notes, what he wanted fixed, certain scenes, a little bit, just adjustments that he wanted. And so that was also just incredible. Like every moment of putting the movie out was incredible. And like the team that I worked with at AMC and Regal and Iconic, they all are like just incredible partners to put theatrical releases out with. Like everybody thinks that you have to have a big studio to put out a theatrical release, and like I've learned that you don't.
No,
You
especially
can
not
go to
now. It's
stores.
easier now too,
Yeah,
compared to
you can
20
put
years
your movie
ago.
out. Yeah, I figured it out anyway. I figured out the formula of how to
You
get your
did
movie
it.
out into theaters. We put out like we were supposed to get 2,000 theaters, but it was definitely a tough time to come out because we came out with huge like tentpole films
Right. Summer
right in the
movies.
summer,
Yeah.
right after Cannes. We set it up for after the Cannes Film Festival, and
I
because we
think
thought
Kevin said it was a
it
Ben
was
Affleck
fantastic.
movie competing with the Ben Affleck movie in the same week, right? Because there was a new one coming
Oh
out
yeah,
that
it was
same Accountant
The
2.
Accountant too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
Well, in a way, it was kind of good, I feel, because Ben's like out there. So
Right.
having him in the box office in both, uh, I think it helps actually
It's
in
a
a way.
case of the any publicity is good publicity kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. It does connect us. And I think he spoke about Dogma on the red carpet, which
That's
was nice
awesome.
for that movie, for
That
the
is really
attention.
so he already knew that it was. See, that's what I love. He also did the clip for Kevin's vegan podcast with Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
The
yeah. I
first
mean,
clip.
everybody's friends and everyone's connected, and um, I think everyone really cherishes their experience on Dogma.
I love it. Such a good movie to it. Like we agree, it's Kevin's masterpiece.
It's
I
absolutely.
I feel like
I
it borderlines on a horror movie at some points.
Yeah, I believe he has even more in him than this,
Oh,
than
I think
Dogma.
so too.
I think
I,
Dogma
oh,
too. He's
I
really
dropped something.
capable of
Sorry.
something.
It's funny because Brian O'Halloran also follows us, and it was on one of the things about Dogma. I was like, "Wait, is Grant Hicks Dante's cousin?" And he just said, "Shh." I just thought that was funny. That's pretty much saying, yeah, yeah, because it's played by the same guy.
Yeah,
They got to be cousins, right? In Kevin's mind, I'm sure they are.
I probably we have to ask him.
Yeah, we got it. That's a serious question for
It's a good
Kevin.
question. Take note.
Right. Yeah, we'll take note for future reference.
Yeah.
So on a side note, you
Mm-hmm.
are a filmmaker as well. Are you able to
Mm-hmm.
talk about any of your upcoming film projects?
Yeah. So I started creating the films like early on, and I started really doing it more professionally in 2016. So it's 10 years now, which is crazy. So my most recent film is called Growing Daisies, that I was the cinematographer and writer, director, editor of the film, and now distributing the film. It's been such a wild ride. I'm just finishing up like the last music rights on everything so I could deliver the it's like a medium length film, but it's a, um, like an explorational look into this woman's psyche. And so it's very much like an experimental film, obviously, with me doing every part like that too. So it's been quite interesting. And I've had amazing people helping me with like, my post and stuff, but I did do all the editing. And like at the end of the day, I kind of did most all of the coloring too. I did have a colorist that came and helped me. I'm going off into Growing Daisies, but so Growing Daisies was just for me last summer I did this film, and then we went and won like best director, best actress, best editing, best short film, best experimental film, all these awards at every festival that we brought it to. And so I'm like, okay, I think there's really something here in the style that I'm making this. So I hired a writer out of the actor's studio, like friend of mine that I've known forever. She's incredible, and so I have her writing the script for that, and for like a feature, because the first script actually was, it was a 45-minute film but on a 12-page script. So because it was prompts more than anything, which so we're gonna make that film this summer, which I'm very excited. And I'm sort of just like preparing my body for it because I shoot a lot handheld and I'm really tiny and it's really hard on my back.
I get it. I actually have I know you can't tell, I have a back brace on right now. I have a spinal
Really?
fracture. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So, yeah, no, it's a lumbar one compression fracture. It's
Oh,
happened multiple times. So I get it. Trust me. I can
those
only,
oh, that's
yeah,
so
and I got to play on stage and carry gear after a show, man. I need a recovery day. I may be almost 30, but I'm feeling like I'm 50. And I look like I'm 19. I'll take it.
I know. Oh man.
Oh my
Sorry. I
goodness.
hope that heals.
Oh, what can you
I'm
do?
sure
It's
it's
something
really
that
helpful.
it'll never really heal. I probably need surgery, but that'll make it worse. So I just take gabapentin like an old person.
Gabapentin. I know that's
Yeah.
the only thing that fixes it. I had last year I had the worst spine thing too, and I had the gabapentin
And
shit.
I'm not on a very high dose. I just take I think it's
Yeah.
300 a day. That ain't bad. No, it's perfect.
Oh,
Gets the
good.
job done. Yeah.
Good. I
Because
mean,
I know
it's
it can get dangerous
nursing.
as you go higher. That's the problem with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's not that much. Yeah.
Somehow we got to old people medication. I don't know. That's my ADHD. What are some of your filmmaking inspirations, and did anything or anyone in specific influence you to become an actor slash filmmaker?
Mm, can you ask me that again?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, I know it's a multifaceted question too.
Yeah,
It's like
can
a
you ask me the
two-parter.
first part first? Yeah.
Yeah. Who are some of your filmmaking inspirations?
Okay. My filmmaking inspirations, like as far as people, like I love so much like Darren Aronofsky. I think his films are incredible and very like experimental. I love this director. His name's Lars von Trier. He also does experimental cool films. You know, I think I like experimental because there's this woman named Estelle Parsons. She works in the theater at the Actors Studio, and she loves doing experimental work on stage. And I've seen her really do some unique stuff that has yielded incredible results. So for me, I'm like, you know, we can all follow a formula and create the same art over and over again, or we can like experiment and like have and dare to be wrong and see if we can texturize some form of like a message in, you know. So that's for me, like I want to make movies like that, so that's why I like these filmmakers like Darren and David Fincher also. I think he's got that in him a little
Yeah,
bit. Oliver Stone, you
yeah.
know.
Fincher's got it, especially
Mhm.
with something like Seven.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like more recently he's got more mainstream though. No, Fincher.
yeah,
Last
I
last
think
couple
that
films.
people can get, yeah, caught up in that studio system, and it does become a little bit out of your hands at that point. So
Well,
it's
I'd
hard to
argue
get.
that a lot of his early experimental stuff came from having to deal with the Alien 3 thing with Fox first, and then he went to and made Seven and Fight
Yeah,
Club, right?
I
So,
think like coming through adversity makes you a much better filmmaker, and I think having nothing to lose makes you a better filmmaker.
right. And then when
If
you have everything, it's like, oh, what is there to do?
Yeah, I do find that sometimes too much money and too much pristine work can sometimes overdo things. Like sometimes
Yeah,
authentic art, like when you do a painting that you plan every single thing beforehand, or you just like freestyle paint it,
right.
you know, there's these two different types of energies that come from that. So if you could find the balance,
Yeah.
I think that's like going
The
to be the
secret.
best artwork.
Right. I just find it funny because you literally just described what James Cameron has done with Avatar. Because when the first one came out, I was there in the theater. I was ready.
Yeah.
Second one took way too long. I haven't watched it, or the third one, and I don't care anymore.
I know this is
Too
what
long.
happens. This happens. You know who keeps things fresh is Kevin.
Yep.
I love his movies because they're very exciting, and you know, you don't know what's coming next. And it gives you a lot of surprises all the time. And even when you know the surprises are coming, when you see it again and again, it still feels fresh. There's something about that he just like understands comedy really well. And also his like existential like mind is very incorporated and like his who he is and like the experience obviously he's had in life with the people he's met are reflecting in everything. So he's really a great example of like putting authenticity into his work.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at Reboot, look at Clerks 3, right? They
Yeah.
make you cry for different reasons.
Mhm.
No, seriously. Like if you cry to movies, they will make you cry for different reasons. And make you laugh for different reasons.
Yeah, very true.
And they reference each other.
Very intelligent.
I love
Very
it.
smart.
Kevin knows how to build universe. I mean, he was doing it, but arguably before. I mean, Quentin started it kind of like they really kind of because Quentin did Pulp Fiction the same year that Clerks came out, right? So like they were kind of starting their movie universes at the same time. Marvel hadn't done it yet. Just saying. So well, Blade came. That Blade was kind of the start, right? Technically.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine confirmed that. I am surprised that Disney Marvel put out a hard rated R movie, by the way. That was crazy. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That movie was awesome.
It was crazy. I agree. Really awesome. It was really speaking to
the adults that enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Daredevil Born Again. Like they went hard rated R. They put F-bombs in there. They weren't doing that on Netflix.
I know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I like that there's a content for adults now too. It's not just okay, we're gonna refrain from saying shit too many times. Okay, Captain America, yeah, he doesn't like to swear, but he gave it up eventually though. I like that. That was pretty funny. Once Thanos came along, now he's swearing. He doesn't care.
I know.
I love it. I'm such a nerd. I'm sorry.
No, I love your antics. Sorry, my charger is there we go.
That's all good. Nothing's perfect, right? Technology ain't perfect.
Yeah, of course.
All right. What are some of your favorite? Oh wait, I didn't ask the second part of that. Did anything or anyone specific influence you to become an actor / filmmaker?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I had like something came up on my having my desktop open is not the safest place because I have messages popping up.
I get it. Business. Trust me. No judgments.
I also have like it pulled in. I have to make sure I don't read this stuff. So the question was like who I think like kind of what I said, like Martin Landau and Ellen Burstyn probably, like they're all Actors Studio. I've watched millions of Ellen's sessions and have worked in her sessions on stage at the studio where working for her is like working for the queen. It's really something. It felt like that also working with Martin Landau. I think working with these iconic people, like having Al Pacino in the audience or having even just these amazing actors that, not everybody knows their name anymore, but they were like in the 50s, like the hottest actor, and they're like there and they're so trained and studied, and they actually have like the roots of like real mission. Because I noticed when I started acting and when I started working in the industry, everything was very much based on like your talent, and your talent shines through, and that's what creates your fame and your fortune. The talent has to be there. And then eventually, like when everyone got cameras and everyone was able to have access and press and manipulate press in certain ways, and social media became something, it became something else where it's like tangible for anybody to do it. But that also makes you lose the beautiful art of where it comes from and actually the practice of what it is. And I definitely spent almost 15 years studying, at the Actors Studio with these amazing people. So during that time, like that, those are the people that made me who I am today. As like even in distributing a movie, I'm like thinking about getting in the heads of the people that want to go see the movie, and I want to connect with them. And like I understand how to do that really through my training at the studio of how to connect as a character through different people and in different places. So it's been a
Love
really
it.
interesting, like a culmination of all my work as a filmmaker, as an actor, and then in business.
It all goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? That's what I figured out too. Like we're both, you and I are very similar in the fact that we're the everyman of what we do, right? We like to do
Mhm,
most of the work and only have the help when we really need it, right? Just
mhm.
get most of it done. Very productive. That's a really good mindset to have that a lot of artists nowadays are seeming to lose. So I think we got to hold on to that and promote that message. And I think you're doing it perfectly. We
Thank
have
you.
a question from somebody in the audience watching.
Oh, okay.
Hello, here's a question. This is from Brew Cool. What is one of your favorite life lesson quotes that helps keep you motivated as an artist?
One of my life lesson quotes. I think I don't really go by others' quotes in my mind, so I don't have a log of quotes, but I could just give you a quote of my own. And I think that you know, it's not so serious because everything that we make so overly precious, we can crush it. And in life, everything is fleeting, every moment is fleeting. So you're just capturing a moment in time. And if you over if you make it too much, it just crushes it. You have to let the wave flow like you're surfing. You have to let it be what it's going to be, and you have to be open and accept. So there's, just don't overdo it, is my quote. Don't overstress. Don't make it more important than it is. Like, for example, I now, after doing every aspect of what it takes to have a film made or put out or released or played in a festival or put in, internationally, all of these different aspects. Now I look at acting so different because it becomes such a smaller piece of the puzzle that you realize that you're just there to serve and solve any problems that they may have. So you want to give them everything the most that they can use of you, and that's you're doing your best job. Whereas before, I used to make it so precious that, I feel like that's going on to one of your other questions. You said you were going to ask me about like my younger self. You know, my younger self, I wish knew how that role of being the actor is like more of lending and giving the filmmakers tools to make their movie with. Whereas in theater, that is more precious because it's just you and vulnerable you on stage from beginning to end, listening, responding, being present.
You don't cut till the play's over.
Yeah. And there's something about that that's a whole different experience. And that experience is also like, wow, I always think of that as Chinese sand art when they make the beautiful colored art and then they go,
Yeah.
like that's the theater. Because you go up and you like just do everything and you give everything or you do nothing, whatever it is. And they feel, and you have this crazy experience with everybody, and and then it's over and nobody has taken out their phone and captured it. It's not for that, it's
No,
for
it's an
you and your
experience.
experience. And so it's so much more spiritual and deeper Whereas a film is a little bit more surface, even though you want it to be deep, obviously, so you can win Oscars and stuff. So
Yeah,
that's
pull
where you have
people
to
in.
embrace the filmmakers and let them be unique and let them have their message and let the directors have their final cuts.
Agreed. 100%. I feel like the director should have the final say.
Yeah, they should.
Unless it's a huge studio project that the studio absolutely needs to spearhead because it's a really popular IP and the director agrees. You know what I mean? They have an agreement ahead of time.
Hmm.
Awesome. Otherwise, if it's an original IP, director should have full creative control. At the end of
I
the day,
agree.
final cut.
I agree. Yeah, final cut for them. It is really something. Unless you absolutely okay, so there's that, but then is if their film is floundering and not getting sold,
If it
then
needs
you can
help, then
come in
help
and
it.
fix
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Apparently, the original Star Wars was unwatchable.
I
The
bet. Yeah,
original
this
cut, yeah.
happens.
But when he was making it, think about it, right? And this is why the
Mhm,
prequels, the dialogue's not as good because there was yes men. He made Star Wars. Like
mhm.
people were saying to like Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill were saying to George, "We're not going to say that. That's not how people talk." And they would say it how people would say it. So I mean, I get it, but at the same time, when you make the
Yeah,
prequels, then there's all these yes men. They're not going to question
I know
the
you
oof
can't be a
dialogue.
yes man. I think that's why I've made it far in my work is because I've never really been a yes man. I really beat to my own drum in everything that I do, but I have really good taste. And
Mm,
I think it's just natural. I don't know, it's the Taurus energy, which is Venus. You know, I can see and I can feel. And I think also my experience at the studio mixed with my experience of being on set and working and doing, the auditions and on the scene and traveling, all of that, you can really sense when something is wonderful. And so I think just like always raise the bar for yourself and always like strive to be absolutely like the best at what you do.
I love it. That's a great answer. And what are some of your favorite moments working in the entertainment industry?
My favorite moments would be the traveling moments, probably. I loved like being able to see the world and work on set, like on location,
I love it.
learning about the different, cultures and feeling the different air and seeing the different vistas. Like there's something about that that's been very enriching and very engaging for like my need to keep going. Because I've had so much rejection as everyone has. You have to have such thick skin. It can't, and that's also why I said like you can't like make everything too important because you never know why some choice is made and it's never usually because of your talent. And we put so much on, am I good enough? Is this my talent? Like are by you accepting me, I know that I'm good enough. Rather than like knowing that you're good enough from the beginning. It's a tough thing, but you really are enough. Being authentically you is enough. And then just doing the work. That's the formula. Um, did I answer your question?
No, that was great. That was. I love your answers. They're super deep. Like they're
I'm
multifaceted.
a
They're great.
very deep person. I don't do a lot of interviews like this because I feel very vulnerable because I don't know how to speak not like authentically.
I'm the same way. I can't be
Well,
fake. There's too many
yeah.
fake people in the world. There's a lot of mean people too. We can't listen to them. We got to keep with people like us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I have one more question
Yes.
before the rapid fire
Mhm,
round, which is the first time I brought it back since like three
mhm.
podcasts ago. I like to do it once in a while, the rapid fire round. But my last question from the regular questions is: what is some advice that you'd give your younger self about knowledge that you have now?
Right. Just you are who you surround yourself with, and to be very careful about what energies you allow in your life because everybody will affect your life in a certain way, and some things are totally out of your hands because of some choice you may make. So always choose for your higher self because when I was in LA for like 9 years, I definitely spent time with certain people, but I think I would never have spent time with them had I not needed to survive in some way, because I felt that they would bring some, opportunity to me or something. And I think that that blocked me in ways that I had to overcome that and learn that actually everything that you want to get in life is completely within you,
Oh yeah.
and it's completely about what you can create and what you bring to the table.
We
And
are
so
powerful. We can
you're so
manifest.
powerful. You're so powerful. And so yeah, just like your younger self, like you don't ever have to do anything but honor, who you are and your own work, and not really worry about what's going on like in the social world.
Yeah, and looking out for future you. You know what I mean? If you do
Mhm.
something in the moment to be rather than, not thinking about it, if you're thinking, wait, will this benefit me later on or will it not? Like just even taking that time to consider that, that'll help too. You know?
Mhm.
That's what I like to think about as well. See, that's one of those topics where I was listening to Kevin Smith literally say that on a podcast, and I was like, I say that. And I didn't steal that from him. I literally just say that.
I'm so
So
sorry. Somebody's like just buzzing my door like crazy. Hold on 1 second.
it's
I'm
okay.
on a live stream. Never mind.
We made it. It's fun. There's like improv moments, right? Like that's just like the question we got. Yeah, no worries.
Just like they buzzed so many times.
I wonder if I have time for a pee break. No, probably not.
Hello?
Just bear with us 1 minute, please. Might as well plug something while we're here. 996, A New Path is out now. Check it out. Linktree.com/996. I just threw a random ad in there. I
Good,
don't know
good.
why.
You get it. That's smart. See,
Yeah,
you're
why not?
good.
Make it fun.
Good
All right,
boy.
so we got a rapid fire round. That's how laid back this is. So really, it's no big deal. It's kind of funny and perfect that that happened right when it did. So my first one for you. These are just quick answer questions. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite food?
T-bone steak.
That's the way. That's the right answer. Same. Favorite place to visit in the summertime?
Central Pay.
Where?
Central Pay.
Love it. Where's that?
Of France.
That's what I thought. My last name is Motti, but it's originally
Oh,
Derlamont. My great grandfather was a famous fresco painter that came over to America, and he had choice of what his name would be at Ellis Island. That's why we're Motti for some reason. I don't know why he chose it from Derlamont to Motti, but it wasn't my
oh,
choice.
I like it.
Not everybody had a choice, but I'm French as shit.
I love it. Bonjour.
Favorite place to visit in the winter time?
St. Bart's to get out of the cold.
That's yeah. That's I live in Florida, so uh, favorite color?
Like blue, like royal blue, soft blue.
Same.
Hmm.
Actually, no, seriously, same. I'm not just saying that. That is my favorite color. What's your favorite film to relax to?
To relax to, like maybe classic films, like or sitcoms. Like I relax to Friends,
I relax to
Sex and the
Dexter.
City.
I know it's kind of fucked up, but I relax to Dexter or a Kevin Smith movie. One of the
Too,
two.
yeah, or like a Kevin Smith movie, exactly.
Yeah.
These feel good movies.
Favorite film to get a good laugh?
Any Kevin Smith film.
I was gonna say like Strike Back all the way.
Hmm.
It's like well, it's tied between Strike Back, Dogma, and Clerks 2. I think those are his three funniest movies.
I agree. In that
Yeah,
order. Well, maybe Dog
literally,
best.
literally. But you can't have like I honestly
They're
think
so
they're like
different. It's hard
tied.
to
They're
say.
tied. Yeah,
They're
I can't
tied.
pick a
Yeah,
favorite. They're
I
all great.
agree.
So funny.
Also, I love like Anchorman.
Oh, I know.
That was
Have you
so
seen
great.
This
Like
Is the
growing up
End?
with Anchorman. Yes, I loved This Is the End. That's
I
very
love that
good.
movie. That movie's
Very
so
funny.
funny.
I know.
I feel like that
So
was like
sad.
90% improvised too. Like a bunch of friends just dishing out their shit with each other.
Really?
There was
No
like no
wonder that's why
script.
it's so good.
Yes, that's
That's
why it
why
felt
it's
so
so good.
real
That's the
too.
logic. Yeah.
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 Favorite film to be on the edge of your seat for?
Ooh, Begonia was pretty edge of the seat. That's the
I
new film that's out
I
for the
have to check it
Oscars
out.
this year.
I'll check it out. I haven't seen that yet. All right.
Really edge of the seat, really scary. Hitchcock movies, I think, always get me.
Yeah, there's
Or
Psycho. Psycho's a classic, you
Psycho.
know.
Oh gosh.
I like Scream. Scream's my favorite movie of all
Yeah.
time. Kevin and Jay are in Scream 3, so there we go. They're technically Screamcast. And we got Scream 7 coming out in literally 2 weeks, so
Oh my
I'm
God, that's
excited.
so exciting. I also really like those movies that like make you feel claustrophobic or, those are edge of the seat. They're very scary.
Shout out Lionsgate, Saw, the first one
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah, I love Saw. Yeah,
Yeah, me
shout out
too.
Lionsgate for real. The shout
Yeah,
out Lionsgate also for this amazing film, The Housemaid.
I'll have to check
It's
it
the
out.
creme de creme of movies. I just really enjoyed it. It was so interesting because it's kind of like a horror film, but yet it's also funny because you're just like, oh my God, like it's just so engaging. They killed
I
it.
I have to say something too, and this one's for Kevin when he listens. So I go to college for audio engineering, and
Mhm.
I've been taking a long time to get an AS degree. I've been in school for like 8 years, but I've been two classes at a time, one at a time. Now I'm doing four, so I'm trying to get my gen eds done this semester. But in one of my classes is this 18-year-old girl named Jade. She's from New Jersey, and her favorite movie of all time is Tusk.
Oh yeah.
I just think that's great. I think he'll
Yeah,
love that too. The fact that people are like at first it was Clerks and now like 10 years after or well no, it's like
I
13,
agree. And
12,
I just
12.
love that like everybody's favorite movie of all time is a Kevin Smith film.
I know, it's
Like
great.
I've noticed this since working with him that like he is like changing lives with his movies all over the world and it's so beautiful. I've never been more in awe of like just witnessing that. It's been wow.
Shout out Ken Sledgehammer Horror. He's a good friend. He had us on their channel. This is awesome. And then he said, I don't want to die in Canada. So that's a reference to Tusk. There we go. I love that movie. That movie's great.
So
So
good.
cool. Yeah. The fact that he literally just made it on like a dare. Somebody called up to his podcast and was like, make this movie. And he did. That's
I
fucking great.
know.
I
I
love it.
know. He's really something. He trusts his instincts, that's for sure. I trust his instincts. We do a lot of promos and make these like reels together on for our socials, and I always make sure that he is like giving his ideas because he's just so good.
Oh, you know which one I really liked too? I think it was my favorite one where they were like, I think it was like they were in character and they couldn't do it, but then they swapped outfits and they went back to themselves, and that's how they were able. That was funny as fuck. That
Yeah,
was
so
great.
good, right?
And then the one with the what's going on and bees in a trap collab, that was or mashup. That
That
was
matchup.
yeah, that was cool.
So
That
good,
was really
right?
cool. Like you guys
Oh,
know what you're
thank
doing with the
you.
marketing.
Yeah, we had a really good time with it, and it was just great that they were so game for everything. Like they made it really fun to do this campaign, like do the marketing. And my favorite thing about Dogma was like getting to actually be the one to work on making it remastered. First of all, getting the rights and everything, yes. But there's just so much to that like I don't even want to think about. It was so long ago too. The richness of my experience with this film came in remastering the film, working with Kevin on that, then like having AMC back a whole tour around the nation with him, creating a new trailer and new posters and like
There's a
coming up
new intro. There's an intro animation, brand new.
yes, that beautiful intro animation. Like I asked Kevin, I said, I need an intro for you. And then he had that made. And then he sent it and there was no sound. I was like, I need music. And so then he sent it. And then, so, it was like we worked together the whole way through and made this beautiful new remaster of the movie. And worked on the credits and worked on the ending and worked on the coloring. And of course, when you scan a movie, it has a lot of dust. So we have to check for dust and little flecks. We did so many QC sessions
So you
too.
literally cleaned up the reels.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. We had to get everything like to be as perfect as possible. And my whole team that I was working with to do that, everybody felt so honored because they're like, this is forever. Like
Love it.
when once we wrap this, it's going to be forever. And this is what's going to go to everyone. So we have to really, everyone took it very seriously.
I
and
love
was
it.
very excited about it.
And
Shout
that,
out
that
Dan Hyman and my team over there with him. He really helped me a lot with my remastering.
Say his name again because I think I
Dan
accidentally cut you
Kleiman.
off.
No, it's okay. Dan Kleiman. He's amazing out in Los Angeles. And we worked with Deluxe, and I should just have his name, like all of the guys' names up on the board so I could say
I just
everyone's
want
name.
everybody to get credit that they deserve.
I
That's
know
all.
everyone that was in it, their names are in the credits. So at the end, you can see.
Even added credits. That's
I
amazing.
added credits for my guys. Yes, that helped me remaster the movie.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Now, this leads into my next rapid fire one. I know we were trying to do it quick,
Oh,
but
so yeah,
that's
rapid
really
fire.
important. No, I know that was really important, so I'm glad we did that. And it's a trick question. What's your favorite Kevin Smith film?
Well, Dogma.
Right. So,
Or
obviously.
Clerks, the original.
Yeah, Clerks 1 is
Because that was
like, it's
life
just
changing for
so
me.
inspiring. So
Yeah.
inspiring.
Well, when I saw Clerks, I remember that's when I picked up a camera, like of my father's home video camera. It's when I put in my mind, because I had always seen Disney movies. I was so little. And so Clerks came out, and my parents were very young, and they let me watch this movie that was like probably way too real for a child. But yet I'm watching this black and white film with these guys. I had no idea that it was right down the street from where I lived, too, when I was watching it,
That's
obviously.
great.
I know. And I'm like sitting there, like, wow, this is so real. And then I would watch our home videos, and I put together at one point, oh, I can take these cameras and do like kind of like what they did. And I thought about that when I was like 5 or 6 years old. So for that, I would say Clerks is my favorite movie of all time.
I love it. And number 9, Jay or Silent Bob, who would win in all out hand to hand combat?
Well, I think Jay.
I don't know. I feel like Silent Bob would win. I feel like Jay would run his mouth a little too much. You
Maybe
know,
you're right. Hand to
you
hand combat. What do you mean?
like if they're fighting to the death. Not like they would. The characters would never do
No,
that.
it's so hard to think about them fighting. You're
I
right.
want to see.
Maybe
I kind of want to see an animation where they do
I
though.
feel like it would definitely be a big fight, a strong fight.
Make it like a
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z level fight, like have them go
Mhm.
Super Saiyan and shit. Like I could see that in an animation. Somebody make it in an animation or AI or something. No,
They
don't, don't,
should.
don't, don't, no, don't. No
No, they
AI.
really
Make it
should.
real.
No, make it real. We could
Yeah.
get those animators that made Kevin's opening.
Seriously, that would be
They
really
should make
cool.
that.
Something like badass like that. Just
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
versus Silent Bob. Silent Bob versus Jay.
Yeah.
Who will win? We'll
Yeah.
never know unless you watch it to find out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
On the next episode of, you know what I mean? Like do a little Dragon Ball Z reference there too.
I would
All
love
right.
that. Yeah, he should do that.
Yeah, he should. All right. Final
Awesome.
question for you, which is, do you have any plugs, shout outs, etc.?
Plugs or shout outs? I think just shout out to Kevin Smith and his amazing family, and shout out to Jordan Monsanto and Jordan Surf
We
and
love you, Jordans.
and yeah, all the Jordans and Chelsea and everyone at AMC and Iconic who made Dogma incredible last year. It was
Amazing.
really something.
I
And
love
there's
it.
a lot of new stuff coming up this year too. So we'll share later.
Okay. Well, I'd love
Hopefully
to have you
Kevin will
back
have
on. It'd be
ready.
great to have you back on to promote more of it as it comes, And
Yes.
as I close this out, I usually do a little thingy. And if you just want to wait with me in the room afterwards so we can have a little conversation to say goodbye, I'm going to do that thing now. I might be stalling just so we hit the hour. I don't know. I kind of want to hit the hour. Stalling. No, fuck that. Thank you for listening to and watching the Dreaming Insomniacs, everybody. This has been an amazing experience with Alessandra Williams talking about Dogma, talking about her amazing work with Triple Media Film, and her work with Kevin Smith as well. Thank you so much to Kevin Smith and everybody else. We love you all and have a wonderful rest of your day.